In this video, let's see how we can add windows to this small cottage. So in order to do that, I just go into this Windows icon here, the button here, click on Windows, and there are some windows that we can use right away in the template. Let's see if any of them would work. Now this is a fixed glass, and there is a double hung one, a casement double hung one, but I don't think that's gonna work with what we want to have in this particular small cottage. So you open up the PDF, you see these are long windows, and there are some divisions in the middle as well. So let's see if we can bring something in from our Revit library that's better than what we have here. So I'm going to load family, and right now I'm in so I'm going to go into the Bureau folder and find my Windows folder, which is here. I'm going to move by using my down arrow to find something. This seems pretty good. I think this would work probably. Let's make sure that we remember where that is. None of those would work. So I think the previous one, double hung, well, this seems to be a much better option, I think, for this particular project. Let's see if it works. So I'm going to say open, and it's going to give you the same dialog box that we saw previously. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger so that I can see more information about it. The window that we want, it's so the lintel level, it's 7 feet. These blocks are 1 foot each. So the window should be about 5 feet tall and say about 2 feet wide. So that's the dimension that we're looking for, 5 foot by 2 feet. So about 60. Does it have a 60? There is something that's similar. So we have a 56 here. I'm gonna load in a couple of these. There are no 60s, so there are 56s, there are a couple of 62s. So the width should be about 2 feet, so 20 is not gonna cut it. So I need something like this. I'm gonna go with 2 feet. I'm gonna use these two. Just so that I have more options, I'm going to bring in these two as well, so 26, so that I have a 26 one as well. So I think that should work. I'm going to open it up, and it's going to bring my, already has this, so I'm just say override the existing version and its parameter values. So I'm just going to do that. So if I had those previously, it would overwrite what I had. Oh, so this is the one that I already had in my drawing, or the template. So that, I think that's fine. Let's try the 24 by 62 first. When I bring it in, I think that's perfect. I think that works. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to randomly place it 1, 2, 3 and 4, and the next thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that it's aligned properly at the same distance on this wall. So I'm going to use my aligned dimension tool, which is found on the QAT, or you can go to annotate and go to align dimension, and I'm gonna do a center to center dimension. So when you move your cursor while you have your aligned dimension, it's going to show this blue line which says the center point of that window. So I'm going to create a dimension. Now once I create that dimension, you see there is this mark which says EQ, which means it's right now it's not equal, as you can see, 5 foot 6 inches, 6 feet, 5 foot 7 inches. So the center to center dimensions are not equally placed. So, and also you see this EQ symbol here, and there's a strike through it, which means it's not equal. And what I want to happen is I want these to be equal. So I'm going to click on this EQ sign, and now it automatically adjusts the windows so that they are equal. And once that's done, we don't need this anymore. I'm going to select it, press delete on my keyboard, and it's going to ask me questions. I'm going to say OK, and that's it. So I placed my windows properly on my on the wall. Just to make sure, let's see how this looks like in 3D view. So I'm going to click on the 3 button, and I think this looks fine. I think this looks quite okay for this purpose. So the next thing that I want to do is go back to my floor plan, and I want to mirror these on the other side as well. So I'm going to select my windows. Now another thing that you need to take note of is that the orientation of the window. You have the window sill on the inside and the window on the outside. Due to some reason, if this would have come in flipped, all you need to do is click on this flip switch and it flips the side. In this case, I'm not going to do that, and I think it works fine. So let me just select all of the windows. I'm selecting all of the windows by pressing my control key and pressing or selecting the windows one by one. And once I'm done, since I've selected the windows, this modify panel pops up again, and you can see there are some options here. Now there are two options for me to mirror. There is this called the mirror pick axis, and then there is mirror draw axis. So since I don't have an axis already drawn, I'm going to use mirror draw axis, and I'm going to find my midpoint of this wall because that's how I needed to mirror. And when I move my cursor on that wall, you see it shows the midpoint of that wall. And I'm just going to draw a line like so, and that's going to mirror all my drawings to the other side, all my windows to the other side. And I think that worked quite nicely. So I can go into 3D view, and now you see I have my windows placed, my doors placed. I think the walls are placed quite nicely. So what we have left to do is add fixtures, add the floor, and add a roof. So in the next video, I'm gonna add a floor first because I need a flow in order to add fixtures. So let's add a flow and see how we can move from that point onwards.